My first roommate ever in college, when I met her, day one, when we were moving in, her family was very like quiet, a very like Black excellence kind of family. They were super religious. They were all from the Midwest. They came, they moved her in, and they got on a flight and left immediately. My family, very loud, very Haitian, doing the most. My mom was cooking a whole meal in the kitchen so that I would have food before she left. You know what I mean? Our families didn't really like talk much, but it was like a little bit of like tension in the room. But I didn't really give a fuck because I wanted my family to go too. Now, as soon as they left, my roommate, who we're going to call Brooke, pretty light-skinned girl, bust down, sundress, makeup, cute girl. As soon as they left, she started jumping for joy. I mean, she was saying things like freedom. She was so excited. I didn't understand what was happening. As soon as the door shut, she asked me, can you please take my sewing down for me? I did that. I helped her. I was in that bitch, in that scalp, in it. Next day, she asked me to go with her. Didn't know where we were going. Ended up at a barbershop. She went and got a lineup. Asked me to braid her hair down, straight backs. Miss Mamas was transitioning into a full-blown stud. Turns out her family, super duper religious, hated the LGBTQ, and she couldn't be free to be herself. So you know what she did? She packed her things. She got a scholarship, and she went to the land of the lesbians, Atlanta, Georgia. And that's where she met me. I loved it. I was there with her through all the major steps. We went to the mall, got her boy clothes, stopped at the Spencer's, got her some silicone action figures. It was a whole thing. I was very happy for her. Almost immediately, she had women on her body. On her body. She transitioned from looking like Saweetie to Lil Fizz from B2K. She was out here really racking them up, stacking them up. I was happy for her. It was like seeing a baby bird fly out of a nest, you know, and never waver once, just go straight to the sky. It was beautiful, you know. Things started getting complicated when she fell in love with my best friend. Said best friend, completely straight woman. Gorgeous girl, fat old ass. I understand why she fell in love with her. I did. But it was like a Nikki Parker kind of love, a Steve Urkel kind of love, just like always, just like a nuisance, and just like always throwing the most energy towards her. And I think she got off on the rejection because everywhere else, there was no rejection. There was no rejection. You know what I mean? I don't know what snapped, but one day things just went left. We were hanging out in our apartment one day and she was like, hey, where Bestie at? And I was like, I think she's just leaving class. She should be back in the building because we live in the same like dorm building. She just lived a few floors underneath us. She was like, she should be back. Or I was like, she should be back in maybe like 30 minutes. She said, period, say less. I'm gonna go play a prank on her. And I told her, please leave her alone. I always did. She never listened. It's fine though. Y'all are grown. She leaves the apartment. Maybe like 2 hours go by. It was a minute goes by. I don't hear nothing from her or Bestie. I hear at the door. It's my roommate. She is white as a sheet, y'all. I'm talking brawny. All right. She is foaming at the mouth. I see her run straight to the kitchen sink. She starts spitting like she's gonna throw up. Traumatized. I say, what's going on, baby girl? What's happening? She tells me that she went to my friend's room, knocked on the door. The roommate was leaving to go to class herself. She let her in because she told her, hey, I just left something. I'm gonna go grab it and leave. She knows her. She sees her all the time. She trusted it. She got into the room and she immediately snuck up under my bestie's bed and hid there. She said that she was waiting for her to come into the room so she could jump out and be like, ah, I love you. Mm-hmm. Ah, weird. So when she does this, a few moments later, my best friend really does come into the room, but she's not alone. No, Bestie bagged her a man. She brought her little boo thing into the room, and they wanted to get a little quick smash bam boom in before the next class. My roommate was up under that bed the entire time, y'all. I'm talking the middle beam of the bedpost was just tapping her forehead with every stroke. You know? Oh my God, I know that hurt. She was getting surround sound of my best friend saying this man's name. Just surround sound. I know it's bouncing off them brick walls. Woo! yeah. I understand why she was about to throw the fuck up. Now, she comes back, she tells me this. She expects me to empathize with her. I don't. I'm pissed. Why the fuck would you do that? So I tell her, I'm going to tell my best friend. She said, well, no, you can't tell her. Yes, I'm going to tell her. Why would I not tell her? I did it. She didn't like it. It is what it is. You got to get over it. I'm a girl's girl. That's my best friend. I'm going to let her know. Things get even more complicated because now she hates this man. She refuses to let him into our apartment. We have kickbacks often. It's people, it's cards, it's liquor, underage drinking. I know. Sue me. I'm sorry. Don't be like me. Clearly. And one day he shows up. She tells him he gotta go. I tell her, you gotta relax. It's my apartment too, and he can stay. And she says, all right, say less. Walks away, comes back in, has a taser in her hand, hits me with the zoom zoom in front of my face like she's gonna tase me. And now I have to fight you. It's a whole kerfuffle. We don't actually fight. People separate us. I tell her she's doing too much. You need to relax. Like, girl, I know you think you're in love with this girl, but she's straight. And you got hoes. Go deal with one of them. Girl, what the fuck? Didn't work though. She was dedicated and she was in love. So after that, I became public enemy number 1 to her. And she started doing all these things to get me to leave. She literally told me, she was like, you got to move then. If you gonna keep inviting him into this apartment, then you got to go. And I said, I'm not going anywhere. I paid my half of this apartment. I'm not leaving anywhere, right? So she starts doing things like not cleaning. The kitchen sink was literally growing its own ecosystem. It was insane. The whole apartment smelled like feet. I was out here just putting capfuls of Fabuloso into it every day because I refused to wash them because they were all her dishes. I was washing my dishes in my bathroom sink. She was blasting music every day at like 7 a.m. Wake my ass up. She had all her little studly dudley friends in the goddamn living room at all hours of the day and night, but thinking it was going to intimidate me. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of these girls. It literally looked like the cast and crew of B5. What the fuck they gonna do? Break dance me to death? Girl, bye. And they was all trying to fuck me too. So I'm not gonna lie though, it started to get to me. It did. It started fucking with my head. And I called my mama one day because I was like tired. The music was too much. All of it was just too much. And I'm telling her that I don't know if I can do it anymore. And I might have to leave or like downgrade and move into one of those apartments where it's like 2 people to 1 room. And I hated that because I paid the extra money for this, but it was too late to get a refund. So my mom is like trying to give me her godly advice because she a God-fearing woman of God. You know what I mean? My auntie though, who's also in the room, that's my dog. Y'all done heard a few stories about her. That's my dog. Y'all want to talk shit about her all y'all want to. That's my dog. She says, Mindy, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. When we were in there moving, her family was looking at us crazy when we were speaking Creole. They don't know Haitians. They clearly only heard the rumors. When I told them that we were Haitian, they gave me a crazy ass look like they think we beheading chickens and shit. So I was like, oh, girl, what? And I told her, oh, they're really religious. She was like, that's perfect. I'll tell you exactly what to do. Go to Target. It was a Target down the street, not because we fuck with Target like that. I know this was years ago. Relax. She tells me, go to Target. She said, get some candles. I don't care what kind they are. They could be scented. They could be birthday candles. They could be pillar candles. It don't matter. Get you some candles. Make them white. She said, line them up, light them up. Get a piece of paper. Do some scribble dibble on that shit. It don't got to mean nothing for real. Place it in front of it. Turn on some gaga music. And just sit there till she come out and don't do nothing. Just sit there. I said, okay. I did it. Literally, just like she said. And I'm sitting there in the living room. I press play. It's blasting loud as fuck. I'm going to insert the music here. She was scared, y'all. 2 weeks later, she was out that bitch. I had the apartment by myself for the rest of the goddamn semester, throwing all the kickbacks I wanted. Sometimes you should call your elders for advice because the ones who have just a little bit of a screw loose will always get the job done. Love her.
I feel like I'm pretty attractive. Do I think I'm the best looking person on this earth? No. Do I think I'm everybody's cup of tea? No. But this dating pool that I have in this generation of mine, it makes me second guess every fucking thing. I went on a date with this guy. It seemed like everything was fine. I feel like guys on the first date, they always put their best foot forward. Majority of the time, they come off at first and you're like, okay, you seem normal. You seem like a nice person. You seem like somebody, that I can talk to normally. You're not being too sexual. You're not sexualizing me. You seem all right. He asked me where I would like to go on our date. That was red flag number 1. I don't care what you like. I don't care how you are. I don't care about your preferences. But for me, if a guy is asking me on a date, I want him to already have a place in mind. But nonetheless, since he asked me, I said, you know what, to be honest, I don't like dinner dates. I think they're boring, just going to get food. I'm like, I like to do any kind of date where we're doing some kind of activity, whether it be like bowling or mini golf or even just taking a damn walk. If you garden, if you're a fellow gardener, do that and walk around or go to Waffle House. I don't give a damn. Just something else. We could get food if you want to, but that can't be the main part of the date because I feel like there are better ways to break the ice. He goes, that's actually great because I partake in gardening as well. So why don't we do that and maybe walk around the city for a little bit? I'll show you this part up in Cincinnati where I like to walk around and there's like a little water fountain or something. And we can walk around there and just get to know each other. I said, that actually sounds really great. That's definitely my vibe. Let's do that. We decided to meet up in a random parking lot. This is during the day, by the way. And the vibes were off right away. As soon as I get out of my car, this guy is eyeing me up and down. I'm like, hi, how are you? It's nice to finally meet you. He's like, I thought you would have wore a dress. I'm like, why do you think I would have wore a dress? I didn't say that I would. He's like, because in your pictures on your dating profile, a lot of your pictures, you're wearing like those cute little sundresses. I said, oh, that's completely by coincidence. I didn't really mean to only pick pictures with me wearing sundresses. That's not really all that I wear. That's probably when I felt, the cutest or whatever. So those are the pictures that I posted. I'm like, but genuinely, if it's something like casual, like what we're doing right now, I'm not wearing a sundress. Plus, it wasn't exactly like, the weather was not approved for a damn sundress. It definitely looked like it was probably going to pour down in a little bit. He's like, oh, okay, well, what you're wearing is fine. Did I ask, though? So that was kind of like strike 1 for me, okay? He's like, if you want, we can do this in my car, and then we can walk around here, and I'll show you where the fountain is. I'm like, cool, you lead the way. When we get to his car, he opens the door for me, and he's like, I just want to tell you something, and I hope you don't take offense to it. I'm like, oh, Lord, what the hell is he about to say to me? He's like, you have a really big butt, like, huge. And I'm like, I know. I know, right? He's like, no, like, it's huge. Like, it's absolutely huge. I don't know if I'll be able to handle all that. I just awkwardly giggle that off and get in the car and shut my own fucking door. He goes to his side. Mind you, after he made that comment, I didn't say another fucking word. He got in the car, and I'm just like, okay. I felt like right in that moment I had decided that after this interaction, he will never see me the fuck again. But I'm like, I gotta see it through because I don't want him to think that I'm being like rude and being like, okay, fine, I'm going home, I'm leaving. Men don't like rejection like that. He can fucking kill me or something. So I'm like, I'm not going to escalate this. I'm just gonna act nonchalant. Now, when I'm just meeting someone for the first time and gardening with them for the first time, I bring my own stuff because the way people be lacing stuff these days, I'm bringing my own shit. So I had it in my purse. I pull it out and I told him that he's more than welcome to share mine with me. And he's like, do you want to hit mine? Do you want to hit this pen? I said no, and I explained to him that I, don't smoke other people's stuff because, you just never know. And he goes, oh, that's weird. I'm like, why is that weird? He's like, I don't know. I feel like when I've smoked with people before, they don't bring their own stuff. They just assume that, me as the guy, I'll have it. I said, well, that's a weird assumption. But I didn't, so it's okay. More for you, more for me. I start taking very, very small puffs of this because I'm thinking I need to be alert and I need to be aware of my surroundings because this guy's already proven to be really fucking weird. So I'm like, I'm not going to get too messed up. So I just take little tiny hits, you know. After a little bit, I can tell that he's pretty high because his eyes are kind of glazed over. He has his hand on my thigh. And I'm thinking that I'm just chill enough. I'm like, okay, you ready to go walk? He goes, well, I kind of don't feel like it anymore. What do you mean? He's like, I feel like I'm pretty high. Like, I don't think I want to walk anymore. I'm like, that's the perfect time to walk, especially if you feel like you got too high and you still got to drive home. Let's walk around a little bit. You'll start to feel probably a little bit better. He's like, no, I don't feel bad or anything. I just feel like just sitting here talking to you. He's like, you just have such gorgeous eyes. And that's when I fucking knew. That's when the fuck I knew what the fuck this was. So then I just kind of look at him and I'm like, yeah, but you know, I'd rather go out and walk and get some fresh air. That's how I feel a little bit more comfortable gardening with somebody else. He's like, yeah, but we could play some music and just sit here together and I can just look into your eyes. You are so gorgeous, by the way. I just had to tell you that. You are just so gorgeous. I'm like, yeah, well, if you don't want to walk, I'd rather not continue with this date because I was really looking forward to walking around and seeing the fountain. He's like, you're going to leave over that? Like, I thought we were having a good time. We were vibing. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, we actually haven't been vibing, really. You made an awkward moment. We started gardening just now. I'm chilled out waiting for you so that we can go walk. We haven't really been having like a vibing kind of moment. It's just me just been waiting. Like I've been, you know, got my stuff in. You're over there. I'm sitting over here. Do, 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 do. So then he sits back like he's fucking pouting or something. And he's like, girls like you. He's like, this always happens. I'm like, what always happens? He's like, you girls don't know when you've met a really good guy. And that's really disappointing. I'm like, I don't know where you're getting that from, but all I'm saying is that I would like to continue this date with you, but let's walk around. I don't want to just sit in this muggy ass car with you. He's like, if you really liked me, you would want to sit in this car with me. He's like, what is so wrong with just sitting here and us just talking? I'm calling you beautiful. I'm telling you your eyes are gorgeous. Like, I just want to spend some time with you and get to know you. What's so wrong with that? And I'm like, because I just met you. Like, we just met today. This is not like, you and I have not built this rapport for me to want to just sit in your car with you. So I'd rather go and walk around like we already had planned. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. And now I feel weird because you're making me seem like I'm some creep or something trying to hold you hostage in this car. So I'm like, no, that's not what I'm thinking at all. I just would really love to go walk. He's like, what do you think? I'm some kind of stalker? What do you think? I'm going to like hurt you or something? He's like, if I'm being honest with you, you're not even that cute. He's like, you're cute and everything. Like you might look good, but it's not like you're like the best looking thing in the world. Why in the world would I want to hold you hostage? And there it is. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll sit here with you in your car. I'm like, I don't think that you're a creep at all. I will sit right here with you and we can talk. You know, we just met each other. I was just feeling a little bit weird, you know. You're right. I just want to sit here. I said, can I get something out of my car real quick? He's like, what do you need to get? I said, you and I have different phone ports, so I want to go get my cord out of my car since we're going to be sitting here for a while, so that way I can charge my phone while we're sitting here just in case we do go somewhere later. He's like, cool. He's like, I'm actually excited about this. He's like, I'm sorry I got so offended. It's just girls always do this to me. I got out of his car. I got in my front seat, acting like I was reaching for something. I shut my damn door, cranked my car up, and I sped the fuck off. Blocked him on everything. He never saw me again.
Hello. So Halloween's coming up, and I live in Utah. And this specific haunted house, since Halloween's coming up, I'm bringing up specifics. Halloween haunted houses. There's one, I'm not going to name it, but it's in Murray. Anyways, and I'm just going to tell you why you should not be going to this haunted house. I have, like, a picture of the police report, if you guys need it, but I'm hoping you'll take my word for it. So me and a group of coworkers, I think there was probably, like, 10 of us. There's a lot of us. And we brought like partners and stuff like that. So I was with my ex-boyfriend and, okay, boyfriend at the time, but ex-boyfriend now. Anyways. And we're in line for this haunted house, and we're all getting ready to go in, and there's a lot of us. So get in, we go in there, and we specifically got I think they're the glow sticks, the ones that you can get touched with. And I was like, okay, yeah, because I've experienced this before at another haunted house. And I was like, yeah, this is how you get scared, right? So I have this glow stick on, and we're walking in, and immediately there's this character, and they had a doll mask. It was like, their hair was long too, and they were sweating, it seemed like, and they smelled like it, like so badly, like they'd been working all night. So I got it, and I was like, it's a haunted house, so like there's gonna be smells. He immediately goes up and grabs my throat and pins me against a couch, like pressing his body. And it's not like a couch, it was just like this, I don't even know, like one of those leg things that you push up on a couch. I can't even explain it, but it was flat. He like pushes me up against it, and I was like, ow! And my partner at the time was like, oh, and he was like going through and touching other people, but it was just, he picked me out of the group. And I'm laughing because I obviously have glow sticks, so I knew what I was signing up for. Did I expect it to be like that? No, but still, glow sticks, come on. He was real up close and personal when he did that too. So, and he also whispered to me, like, he's like, I'll be seeing you later. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever that means. And we continue to walk, and as we continue to walk, all of a sudden, boom, see his face again, which I thought he was working at the front, but guess not. At this point, I get like taken out from the group, and again, there's so many of us, but I was targeted. I don't know what I did, okay? But he targeted me, and he like grabbed me and pulls me back, and I was like, okay, this is getting kind of weird, but I wasn't like too afraid because I was like, okay, my group is, I can still see them, like I'll be fine. I really can't remember like if my group grabbed me or like what happened. All I remember is I was grabbed back with my group, so I was like, okay, cool. Until I got a bag thrown over my head. So there was a bag thrown over my head, and I was dragged from behind to the point where like my feet were barely touching the ground, like they were lifting me, and I had no idea where I was going. At this point, I really couldn't hear anyone, and I was taking into this, and again, I still had a bag over my head, so I had no idea what was going on. And I was laid down flat on my back, and I could feel like the angle of the room. It was like a triangle, and my back was like right where my thumb is. My head was like pressing against it, so I could kind of feel it, and it was eerily quiet. Again, we're in a very busy haunted house. This was around Halloween time, so there wasn't a lot of screaming. There wasn't a lot of noises. It was eerily quiet. I had no idea where I was, and then the bag was taken off of my head, and it was pretty pitch black. Like, I really couldn't see anything, except I could see the guy with the mask, the doll mask. Same guy, I could smell him, everything. And he's like, well, literally, when I tell you, he's pressed up against me, like laying flat on top of my body, and he is whispering in my ear, and he's like, oh, you like that? Like, tell me how much you like it, da-da-da-da. At this point, I'm literally fearing, like, I had this, like, feeling that I was about to get, like, something was about to go really, really wrong, and I started panicking. But he has, like, me pinned down, so I couldn't move, and I was also in this, like, tight corner, so there was absolutely nothing I could do. Like, legitimately nothing I could do. So at this point, I'm freaking out. I'm, like, trying to accept my fate. I'm trying to say things to get him to, like, I don't know, get me up or get it moving. And I guess I'd said something he liked enough to let me up. Because in a way, it was almost like he liked this, like, chase thing. Because he had been finding me throughout. Like, I would walk through, and I would see his face, like, poking out. Like, he was watching me walk through. And when I tell you, he was pressing his mask up against my lips to the point where we were, like, kissing through a mask. Like, it was absolutely insane. And again, I've been to another haunted house before where it's, like, touch, but I've never had it like this, like, never in my entire life. So he lets me up, and he kind of pushes me, and then again, he tells me he's going to be finding me again. And this point, can't find my group. My group is nowhere to be found. I end up getting trapped in another, like, room. They, like, close the door with another group, and I'm panicking. I ripped the glow stick necklace off, and I'm holding it, and that group is like, where's your group? And I was like, I have no idea. And they're like, what? And that group was even weirded out that I was not with my group. And again, I get being taken away from your group. I've had that happen before, but it just seemed different. I don't know how long I was in that room. All I remember is when I got out of that locked room with the group, I started running, and I started getting on my phone, trying to contact anyone I could. And you weren't allowed to have your phone, so there were staff members that were yelling at me, being like, get off your phone. And I told them, I was like, I don't know where my group is. Like, and they just kept yelling at me to get off my phone, get off my phone. and I saw a glowing exit on one of the things. So I legitimately, and they kept telling me, don't run, da da da. I ran. I did not care. I was so scared. I ran out to the exit and I found my group and I turn around and I see my partner at the time and everyone's like, where were you? And I was like, I don't know. Like, and they asked me, they're like, there's that guy that was targeting you the whole time. I was like, yeah, like, he took me into this weird room. Like, I don't know what happened. Da 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 da. And I broke down and I explained to them like what happened. I'm like crying. I'm like, this is what happened. They're like, what are you talking? Like, that's insane. I ended up getting the manager from the thing because I don't know, that even some staff members were coming up to us and was like, what happened? And I explained to them, like, yeah, that's not what's supposed to happen. Like, the staff members told me that they are not supposed to do that. So, no idea what this guy was doing. I ended up calling the cops, and the cops come and like, she was so rude. I wish I had her name, but she literally came up to me, and I'm freaking out. I don't know what just happened to me. Like, legitimately, don't know. And she's like, do you want to be a victim? Do you want to be a victim? I was like, I have no idea. And the manager of it was like, he apologized. He's like, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Like, I really apologize. And I told him, I was like, I don't want to see this kid. Like, I'm so scared. I was like, I don't want to see this kid. And he's like, I promise you, we're not going to make you see him. Like, da 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 da. So I filed a police report. I explained what happened. I told the manager, I was like, I don't want him working here because that's insane if he's going to be doing that to anyone. And he's like, yeah, da da da, which obviously he can't promise me that he's going to fire him or he's going to still work there. But I told him, I was like, I don't want him working there. So that's why I filed the police report. And again, just asking me, I had no idea. I was like, what even is a victim? Like, what does that even mean? I just don't. And I told that to the cop. I was like, I just don't want him working here. So the manager ends up pulling me to the side again with this other group. He's like, come talk to these people. I walk up and guess who's there? With the mask off this time, that kid. And I can tell because of his hair. His hair is like gross and it looks greasy. It's just nasty. And he's just standing there staring at me. And as soon as I saw his face, I turned back around and went back. I was like, nope. I told him, I was like, you promised me you weren't going to make me see him. And here we are. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, da-da-da. I was like, nope, I just want to go back because we had a party that night. So I was like, I just want to go back. Like, let's forget that any of this happened. Like, I cannot believe that this even happened. So, and I didn't want to deal with that cop either. Like, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, I would have and should have done something. I hope that he's still not working there, and I don't even know his name. I wish that I knew his name. I still don't even know his name. I don't know any information. And I guess it's a privacy thing, so just be cautious when you're going to haunted houses and know, like, when they're doing stuff like that, it's not normal. Especially when you have staff coming and telling you, like, oh, that's not normal. And they were saying it was out of character for him to be doing too. So that's how I knew, like, I don't know. I don't believe that that's out of character for him. I believe he's done this before. So if this has ever happened to you, let me know.
Am I in the wrong for not telling my best friend the real reason I'm not at his wedding? I, 29 male, was supposed to be a groomsman for my best friend, 30 male, as we've been tight since we were kids. This weekend, he's marrying his fiancée, 28 female, who I've known since they were dating long distance in high school. At his bachelor party last weekend, we started off at my place and transitioned into bar hopping, and by the end, my best friend was drunk and the guys, all our mutual friends and some of his cousins, were egging him on to do a last kiss before marriage dare. For extra info, I guess, I'm not a fan of that custom at bachelors or bachelorettes because it honestly makes it look like you're being held hostage to marry the love of your life. Plus, it's just disrespectful to your partner, but that's just an opinion I have, and to each their own. But I knew my best friend shared it too. Still, I figured if had be, my best friend wouldn't do it because I know he loves his fiancée very much. To my literal shock and horror, he turned around, grabbed, and kissed me. Not even a dumb peck. Like, he actually dipped me and held it for a few seconds until everyone was laughing obnoxiously. I didn't kiss back. I just froze and laughed it off when it finished. I realized I wasn't having much fun anymore and bailed early, taking some of our drunker friends home with me. The next day, his fiancée texted me on Insta, then on WhatsApp asking to talk, and then called me. She wasn't yelling or anything, but was just kind of awkward. She said that she knew about the kiss, and while she didn't love it, she was glad it was me and not some random girl. She said if he kissed another woman, she'd have taken it as cheating and dealt with it worse. I agreed and backed her point, saying I wouldn't have encouraged it or allowed it. But at the same time, she admitted that she didn't feel comfortable with me being at the wedding now either, because it would just be in the back of her head. I was admittedly stunned at first, and then mad, then upset, but came to the conclusion that it was her wedding at the end of the day, and told her that I got it and wouldn't go. She thanked me for understanding, but also asked me not to tell my best friend that she was the one who asked. I have already sent the text backing out, giving reasons regarding work, and my best friend was very upset and asked me if I could back out in any way. I freelance, by the way, and he knows this, and he went from upset to straight up mad at me for bailing out on his wedding day for work. All our mutual friends have texted me in our shared wedding group chat and have asked me to reconsider and told me that there's no way I'm skipping his wedding for work as I manage myself. Some being harsher and some being passive aggressive. All are very valid. Now I'm stuck looking like an a-hole when I was literally asked not to go, and asked not to say that I was asked not to go. Everyone around me thinks that I'm this a-hole for prioritizing work over my best friend's wedding, and I honestly don't know how to navigate this without losing people. So what should I do?